How you doing, guys? This is Hybridsteel. Welcome to my corner of chaos, I'm calling it. The reason why is because it is literally a corner of chaos. I don't have a studio. I don't have anything. This is my living room. Yeah, it's a little bit messy, but that's the joys of having kids. So, you guys wanted to see this. This is, yeah, I'm still a geek. We put posts on the walls. I don't care. So this is my setup. This is my desk in my tiny corner. Tiny corner. Right? For all those people who go, oh, he's got a studio. No, it's literally, I've got a corner in a living room. As you can see, there you go. There you go, my tiny corner. All my stuff on here, by the way. Like my few pop figures, ED209, my friends that I've lost over the years. It's just the joys of life, unfortunately. So, what do you guys want to know? I mean, okay, so this is my setup. That screen is the one I have like the YouTube chat on, and I'm sitting there and I'm like reading through your chat whilst I'm playing games on. That screen, the one I'm currently making a thumbnail on, that's the one I tend to be gaming on all the time, which is why I'm always like off center. Like, and I'm always looking at the screen and not actually looking at you guys. I'm looking at the screen, and the reason why is because everything is off one side, and then I've got my main screen up here, which is normally got like Discord, and it's got OBS on, so that's where my stream recording is going. But let me just talk about the rest of it on that camera right there. How you doing, guys? So we hit the 10,000 subscriber milestone. You wanted to see what my setup was like, and as you can see, it's not very big. It measures about 140 centimeters by 140 centimeters, and I sit in the middle like a fat donut. Quite literally, I'm like the ring of a donut. I'm surrounded by a wall. All right, so what do you guys want to know? I suppose you want to know like where I started and where I intend to go. All right, so let's start from the very beginning, because apparently that's a very good place to start. Alright, so a couple of years before I started the Hybridsteel channel, I was part of a gaming group called the Evening Gamers. And basically it was me, a couple of my friends and my brothers. We were on PlayStations, and what we did was we created videos that we just wanted to watch, that we could just mess around with and be happy. You know, like crappy things like, you know, montages of kills, sort of like this.
Enemy captured zone C.
Fucking B.
Captured zone B. Enemy captured zone B. Zone B neutralized.
How to kill an entire team.
Enemy captured zone B.
Did we get the point?
Enemy captured zone C.
Oh, did you see that?
Yep, that was me. That was Destiny 2, so I think that's what, 10 years old now? Oh yeah. So yeah, it's been a little while. Basically, we just treated the channel as a bin of our videos. We stuck them up. We had, you know, we just put them out for fun. I think all in all, we had about 12 subscribers, you know, for the whole time, which was small, but we didn't care. We were just uploading for the sake of it. And the reason why we departed from the Evening Gamers and we went on to do whatever we wanted, our own thing, was because I wanted to do a review. Or I wanted to do several reviews. I did one for Game Beasts, and I did some for other videos. And this video for Game Beasts, we had 12 subscribers and it pulled 23,000 views, because Game Beasts was something that people were really looking for, apparently. And when that basically pushed the channel into monetization, because back then it wasn't, you know, you need 1,000 subscribers of 4,000 hours of watch time. It was you need 10,000 views. So that's what that video accomplished, 10,000 views in a couple of days, which was amazing. That was my first real taste of YouTube, like, success in a way. Now, we pushed the channel into monetization. We were still faffing about. At that point we didn't really care. But then I started doing like a few other videos, and they started making a little bit of money. It was only a little bit. I think by the time we shut the channel down, it was like 60 quid. And that money just disappeared because we shut the channel down. No one got anything, and not even me. All right. And basically what happened was we all had a chat. We went into a PlayStation party. We all sat there and had a natter amongst ourselves about where we wanted to go. The problem that we had was there were 6 of us who were making videos for one channel, and we just sort of hit monetization. And it was only through a certain few things that we were getting monetized for. Like our crap videos, our like montages and like funny moments, they weren't getting really anything. It was some of the stuff that I was doing. And then like one of my brother's videos popped a little bit, and it was like, so we're earning from this, but it's going to be really unfair. The reason why is because we saw it as those videos were made by me, they were featured by me, or they were done by me. You know, no one else was involved. I did that as an entity, and so did my brother. And we sat there and just went, the problem with it is we have to split money 6 ways when this is the only way we're earning money. So at that point, we made a decision there and then that we had to stop. And the reason why is because I knew at one point, if we'd have carried on and there were 6 people uploading videos and the channel was blasting money, it would have caused problems. It would have caused, one person would have been in charge of the accounts, because it had to go through someone's Google AdSense account to be able to like get the money out, which meant that person was then in charge of how much everybody got. And if it didn't seem fair, I knew there was going to be arguments. And at some point, let's say the channel went back massive and it was earning like a fairly decent amount of money, then we could have got into that whole like argument thing of like whose content is who owns the rights to it, and then we would have probably gone to court, just to try and settle this over. And I sat there and just went, it's not worth it. I don't really want to fall out with my brothers. I don't want to fall out with my friends. And this had to be different. This had to change, basically. So what we did is we agreed there and then that we needed to go our own separate ways. My channel started up, my brother's channel started up, and we basically do our own thing. That's how we agreed on it. That's how it all was done. We still, to this day, we do play games. We play games, we mess around, we generally just sit around and just enjoy it now. And that's the difference between like what I do on my YouTube channel and what I do away from it. And this is for fun. I don't share any of my experiences on my on my YouTube channel from my PlayStation. The reason why is just because it ain't worth it. They're just things I want to do. I want to play this game, I want to play that game. If I want to make a video, I'll do it for my laugh, and I'll do it for myself. So I started up the Hybridsteel channel, and I get my first subscriber, and that was a man by the name of Connor O'Farrell, and I believe Connor is still subscribed to this channel to this day. He comes into my live streams every now and then, adds a bit of a chat, and then disappears for a few months, and then that's basically it. But it's nice to know that I'm worthy of someone's time if they've spent the whole time watching the channel grow. I do get comments occasionally from people who go, oh, I've been here since you were this. It's like, it's most appreciated. For all those people who do keep coming back and watching my content and seeing this channel evolve, I apologise to every single one of you for watching it. But at the end of the day, it's nice to know that the content is being watched by people who actually enjoy what I do over here. And that's wholesome to me, so thank you very much. Basically, I started the channel, and we're all good, right? So we've started the channel. I'm in that mindset. I want to be a YouTube. I want to try doing this YouTube thing. I'll do it for a hobby for a bit and see where we go. And I was okay. I made a couple of videos. I made a couple of thumbnails. They weren't great. It was just a couple of videos. And I was sitting there scratching my head like every other new YouTuber does. And you're like, what do I do? How do I make this better? How can I reach more people? And then I got involved in Nick Nimmin, Dean Nimmin, Brian G. Johnson, Daniel Patel, Roberto Blake, Daryl Eves. These people are YouTube gurus, entrepreneurs. These people are the people that YouTubers, small YouTubers, look up to, because these guys have the answers. These ones are the people that you go to if you're like, how do I make this better? You watch his video and it clicks your brain. You're like, okay, this is what I need to try. And I got really heavily involved in that community. In honesty, I probably got too heavily involved in that community, and it became an obsession. And at the point where I was like, nope, I'm going to do this. I spent the first year of YouTube making 350 videos and live streams, which is why to this day I have like 550 uploads and everything else, because I put in a shed ton of work at the beginning of this. I mean, so a lot of those things don't exist anymore, but the work is still there. I've managed to just sort of blitz it. And in my first year, I got monetized. So within 365 days, I was a monetized channel. And I'll put this out now. If you're a gamer and you want a bit of a warning and you want to do YouTube, hitting that monetization means sweet fudge all. Basically, monetization as a gamer sucks. And I roughly worked it out at the RPM that I'm on, which is, it's all right for a gamer. You need 500,000 views a week in order to make a decent amount of money. That's a lot. To put this into perspective, right now this channel does not have 500,000 views in a week. So you can tell how far a gamer YouTuber has to go. And yeah, it's a real reality checkup. It really is. You sit there and just go, you what? And the reason why is because of how YouTube monetizes channels. Because everything's done through AdSense and you're getting paid by ads. I mean, it's always good to have something on the side. Like if you've got a part-time job to bolster your income, it's all good. But doing YouTube as a gamer, you've got a very, very high mark to go to before you can turn this into a full-time job. Just saying. There are people out there, if you do like a finance channel or if you're like a tip channel that's like giving out life hints and all that stuff, yeah, you probably earn a little bit more. You'll probably do more actually if you just did any other type of channel. But as a gamer, the reason why we get paid less is because there's more of us. There's more gamers out there. Ads are not premium. They just get shown to everyone and it doesn't matter. And that's why we don't earn as much. And I'm being completely honest to every single one of you out there right now. If you're a YouTuber who's a gamer, your income is going to be very low until you hit about 500,000 views a week. So you need to hit 2 million views a month just to make a decent income. All right. That's, if I hit that much, then that would basically pay everything I need it to every month. But that would have to be every single month. If I was paid less, then it gets hard very, very quickly. So yeah, you can now understand why I didn't really want to shoot this channel really fast. I didn't want to be from 0 to 1 million in a year because of the uncertainty of how all that works. Building the channel up slowly and getting into my groove of what appeals to you guys, the viewers, and all the people that actually enjoy watching this channel was more important to me. So for me, it's all about a community. The reason why the videos I make are as popular as they are is because I've given something back to the community that I saw was a dead space. And that was part of the reason why I set this channel up in the first place. I saw holes in markets of like games that weren't covering some of the basics. In like there was no tutorial, there was no like, oh, you know, hey guys, this is how you start out. And that hit me when Hydroneer came out. So we're going to fast forward. So 2020 comes, so I've spent about a year making content of like whatever. My first successful guide was for Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. I was a year late because I did the whole guide on my PlayStation and I didn't have a decent PC to run the game at the time. So I did it all through PlayStation. I was actually this is my first setup. As you can see, it's a laptop with a crappy chair and a table. That was me. That was my first setup, and that's how I evolved from that one little setup to where I am now. So it took time. It wasn't just an overnight thing. It took a couple of years, basically. It also took a long time of like trying to actually sort of like arrange this and how everything has to be in this room so people can live here and I can still do this. That's just the joys of YouTube and setups and not having a lot of room. Living in a 2-bedroom flat with not a lot of space doesn't help. Technically, I started in 2019, went through to 2020, so 1 year in. I'd done my CMS guide. My guides were doing alright. They still get views to this day, even though the game's like ancient now. But it still works. It's all good. And I sat there and just went, right, okay, I want to replicate this. Car Mechanic Simulator will come out again at some point. There will be another game. Okay, I'll plan this out. I had a pad of paper, much like this, right? And it was a pad of paper full of things that I could do when the next game comes out. And that's exactly what I did. I copy and pasted an entire strategy and put it out for the world when CMS 2021 came out. You've seen this. You've seen the videos, you've seen the live streams, you've seen all the stuff I've done for that game. And you can easily replicate it. It's not difficult. And when Hydroneer came out, I watched Dre and Diesel play it. I was watching Dre and Diesel for about a year at this point. So I'd been subscribed to them for a year. I was watching how they were doing stuff because I wanted to do what they were doing. Let's Plays were my sort of thing. I enjoyed showing off the games. I wanted to try and make it more fun, but I didn't have any experience. I was just like winging it a lot of the time. Actually, to this day, I still wing it quite a lot of the time. But it's more structured winging in my head. And so, yeah, I watched them, and then they both started playing this brand new game called Hydroneer. I was like, I actually like the look of this. I've just come off of a Gold Rush binge. Screw it. Let's have a look. So I watched Hydroneer, and I was instantly like, I need to know when this game comes out. This looks amazing. Admittedly, full of bugs. It was a little bit messy. There are problems with the game even to this day, but not as many as there used to be. And the fixes over time helped with bits and pieces until the game got completely redone and remade and ready for 2.0. But I went into the community and I was seeing this massive hole of what wasn't there for people. And when I say a hole, I mean there was a basic tutorial on how to do the real basics of the game.
My name is Max, and I'm the creator of Hydroneer. This is a short tutorial of how to play Hydroneer.
By Max, he developed the game, he'd done all of this, and he put together a tiny tutorial, but it wasn't as in depth as what people wanted. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a couple of videos. I wasn't the only one, but I wasn't doing Let's Plays of it. I was showing people how to do stuff, and that was instant for me. That was just click. Okay, I found a hole in the market. All right. So the videos were doing well. Actually, some of the videos to this day are still doing well because a lot of the stuff from the original videos is still sort of okay for this generation of Hydroneer. And I started to play it more. I started to learn more. I started to put out more videos, and I enjoyed the process. You'll see this if I ever get into a game and I put out loads of videos really quickly. I'm enjoying the game. That's how you know I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing. I put so much out so quickly. The plus side of doing the Hydroneer 2.0 stuff is I had the game 3 weeks into beta. I was learning the game. I had all my ideas written down. I had 4 pages of videos to do, and I'm still working through that now because, it's only been a week. Well, a week and a half, nearly 2. And so all of that was done, and I'd planned it all out, and it was good. And I just continued to ride the wave of Hydroneer. And when it starts dying down, when I think that I've explained enough or shown enough and I really don't know what else to do, then I'll move on to something else. And that's what I did do. I went on to other games. I was still part of the Hydroneer experience in the Discord. I was still talking to people, but I'd taken a backseat of Hydroneer and I started just going through any other video. Anything that took off, I'd cover. So yeah, the channel went a bit stagnant. Because that's what happens when you're known for one thing and you do something else. The people who subscribe to your channel don't care. They go off, they go and watch other people, they just mess around. I was in this rut of I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I needed a direction. And so then when CMS 2021 came out, that helped. I mean, the worst part is I burnt myself out on that. I did way too much way too quickly, and by January 2020, what year are we? 2022. So within 6 months of that game coming out, I'd covered everything that I could think of. I'd done 3 mini-series. I'd taken requests from people through comments, like what cars they wanted. I built all of those cars. I put them out as a series. And after I'd done that, I went, I don't want to play this anymore. And that's when I knew that I'd stopped enjoying the game. And I've still got CMS installed on my computer. I still go into the workshop to download new cars. And at some point, I know my head is going to go, we should do this again. So if you do want to see that, if you want to see more Car Mechanic Simulator at any point, down in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I really would, because it helps. But yeah, so after that, there was this rumor going around that Hydroneer was going back through a beta. So I got in touch with the Discord again. I was still in the Discord, but I wasn't really talking. I started talking to the devs, and I started talking to see how the team had changed and everything else. And Max had brought in more people. Itchy became a full-time community manager, and there was more people working on the game. And all of a sudden, things started rolling with Hydroneer again. There was all this there was the hype behind it. 2.0 is being made, and we're slowly but surely we're going to get into this let's upgrade the content. And it was so it was good. And then a load of us, which are called Hydronerds. If you go to the Discord, it's all explained. But basically, there's a group of us called the Hydronerds. We've been there since the beginning. We're the old school group of Hydroneers, basically. And we all got invited into the beta, and it was like, okay, cool, yeah, beta, excellent. I looked, I just went, holy crap. And within that moment, I was like, I need to make a shed ton of videos really quickly. And so what I did was I set up an entire section. I was like, this is where it's going to be. This is how I'm going to do it. This is it. And I wrote down idea after idea after idea. I was trying to get into that psyche of people. Like, you know, what are people going to ask for? What are people actually going to look for? Because I know there's going to be a massive surge of people playing this game. And I know that 99% of the people who are going to play this game on YouTube and Twitch streams and everything else are literally just going to play the game. And that is the hole in the market that I aim for. Again, I aimed for the tutorial side, and it helps. Like tutorials, if you're starting out as a YouTuber and you found a game that you want to play and it makes sense and you enjoy it, what can you teach people to do in this game? And that's what I did with Hydroneer. I took this because I knew that no one else really would do it. My only problem is I don't really know logic, and logic annoys me, and it aggravates me a bit because I don't understand it. You know, it's just, unfortunately, I can't be bothered with it anymore. So I focus on what I know, and that helps people, and that's what I aim for. Again, I'm aiming to help the community understand this game again. The reason why is because I hate when people are frustrated with things, and the reason why I don't like it is because gaming is meant to be enjoyable. It's not meant to cause you a flipping heart attack unless that's the game you're playing. Like, let's say Elden Ring, for example. It's not my cup of tea, and it is made to be a difficult game. But once you know how to play it and you work your way through the map and you know the best paths of what you're doing and what you're aiming for, it's easy as pie, isn't it? You know, you've got an idea of what you're doing. You know how to fight. It's second nature to you. And I wanted to be that step where people were playing this game and just like, I don't know what to do with this. So that's the question I need to answer. What do you do with this? How does this work? And that's what I do. So what I tend to do on YouTube now is I try and look for something, a game or a topic that hasn't got a lot of extra content that shows you what to do. And that seems to be this channel. And I will always do Let's Plays because I enjoy playing games. So yeah, I do a lot of the Let's Plays because I like testing out games. I like playing games, and I'm in now a position where games companies and games developers, when I put in a request, people actually look at that and just go, oh, it's him. And they accept, and then I get another game, which is really cool. You know, it's really nice to actually be like accepted into this whole thing now, instead of trying to fight your way to the top or fight your way even into a position. Like, as I said, for the first 1,000 subscribers of a YouTube channel, you are fighting. And it's not even funny. You look at every other person's channel out there and you're like, oh my God, how can I compete with this? And you just do it. And slowly but surely you'll build up. It just takes time. So where do I want this channel to go? Where do I see Hybridsteel? So for me then, I would say 100k. And the reason why I'd see 100k as like my main goal. I mean, if I get to 100,000, I surpass that. Everything else is a bonus in life now. But if I ever get to that 100,000 subscriber point, and the income is steady and very lucrative for myself and my family, then I know I'm where I should be. You know, a nice silver play button right here would be amazing. But we'll see. The reason why I want to aim for that 100,000, and yes, I'm 1/10 of the way there, but that 100,000 to me is freedom. And when I say freedom, it basically gets to a point where I can provide for my family, I can provide for what I need to do, and I can give my kids things that I never had. And that's the thing. Like, I come from a poor background. You know, there's probably quite a lot of YouTubers out there who come from the similar background. You grew up in certain decades. You didn't have a lot of money. You just made do with what you got. And the mentality back then is, if you want it, you go and get it. Unfortunately, I didn't learn that until now. You know, like a little bit later than everybody else. But yeah, I enjoyed what I did before. But I think that that's where I want to be. If I can make it to that 100,000 subscriber goal, that would be, I reckon it would probably be a pie. I'd probably throw a party. Yeah, no, it would just be one of those things. 100k would be amazing, but we'll see how things go. Currently, as it stands, I'm all right. Generally, you know, and it helps. This is basically part time now. You know, I'm still a full-time carer, and I do this whenever I can. So I put the work in when my kids are in bed. I put the work in when my wife doesn't need me as much. When my kids are at school, like today, I'm recording this now. It's Thursday. I've got one kid in full-time education in a primary school, and I've got one kid in preschool. He's in there for a couple of days a week, and today is a free day, so I'm actually able to record this video. There's no noise going on. I'm not being requested by anything, and I've got a little bit of time. But this is a rarity, so it doesn't always happen. So I do everything around my kids and my family. And that's the harder part. I mean, if you've got kids and family and everything else and you want to be a YouTuber, you have to make the time. You can't just want the time. Yeah, you have to make it. And that means you might have to go to bed later. That means you might have to do stuff when you want to be sitting around watching like football or whatever. Instead of watching a football game for 90 minutes, you could sit down, record a video, edit a bit of it, come back to it when your kids are in bed and finish, and then you got yourself a video done. Whereas for me, Sunday for me, when people say, "Oh, you're going to be streaming on Sundays?" It's like, no. Why not? Because I record. I do a lot of my recording on the Sunday night from the point my kids go to bed until I go to bed. Gives me about 5 hours. And those 5 hours I'm recording. And during the week, you know, when the kids are in bed again, I'm editing. So I'm editing when they're in bed. I'm recording when they're in bed. Everything else during the day, like today's a free day, so I might do a little bit of building for Hydroneer, do a couple of explanations, that sort of thing. But all that will be recorded on Sunday. So I do everything in bulk because it's easier. It probably looks like I'm a bit of a dirty slob because I'm always wearing the same t-shirt for like 5 videos straight. Because I record all my videos in one big time. If there's anything during the time that there's like a break, let's say there's a video that like I'm wearing this t-shirt, all right, and then I'm wearing the same t-shirt in the next video and the next video. That means those videos were recorded on the same day, like one after another, and they were edited different days, then they were pulled out. But if there's a point where I'm wearing the same t-shirt in 5 different videos, chances are I recorded those all in one go. But then during that time there's another one, I'm wearing something different. It means that was recorded after that bulk. That's how I work, okay? Admittedly, I'm always wearing the same sort of hat, so that never really changes. I've got 2 of these. This one with an M on it, and then the other one's an Under Armour, and then one's in the wash, one's on my head, one's in the... So yeah, I think that basically sums it all up. I think that's where I started, where I want to be, and I hope you guys join me for the journey. You know, 10,000 subscribers is a massive milestone for me. It was the first milestone I wanted to hit after my 1k. When I hit 1k, I wanted 10k. The reason why that was, I didn't want to count the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. Yeah, I'd put a post up and I'd just say, you know, thank you very much for the support and everything. But I'm sitting there just going, I want that next one. I want the 10k. So now, the next one's 20. And we'll see how long it takes us to get there. But you never know. It might become quicker. But until my next video, live stream, or whatever else that I ever do over here, I want to say thank you for everything you guys have done to me. Thank you for the support. Thank you very much for everything. And if you do have any questions or anything, down in that comment section below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. So until my next video, live stream, or whatever else I do on this channel, thank you very much for kicking by. I've been Hybridsteel, and I'll see you all in another one. Peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do, and a big, and a massive, and a ultra, oh my god, fist bump to you. Bye-bye for now.